What do I have to say? Oh my God. I hate cameras. I hate cameras if you can't tell. Hey guys, it's Cameron Smith here. We're going behind the scenes today with the PGA Tour at Sawgrass.
See, that one's so hard, huh?
He might not be accustomed to the bright lights of fame just yet.
I just wear my hat like this. Is this good?
But first-time winner Cameron Smith is taking that first lap on his way to stardom.
I still can't believe it now. Something that I've worked towards for so long, and then for it to actually happen, it's mind-blowing. You good? I'm afraid to move.
And enjoying the ride along the way is what makes all the hard work worth it.
I just love just hopping in the car and just listening to the car, listening to some music. I'm Cameron Smith. Welcome to Inside the PGA Tour. Hop in, let's go. Oh no, I stuffed it up. What did I have to say? Let's go have some fun. Oh my God. Do it right, Cameron.
This is Inside the PGA Tour, presented by ServPro. This week, Cameron Smith and the rest of the tour get set for the first official FedEx Cup event in South Korea. But first, we profile Cameron Smith, fresh off a stellar performance at the CIMB Classic.
This for a birdie. Well done.
Competing in his first event of the season, Cameron Smith found himself atop the leaderboard after posting 8 birdies in the first round of the CIMB Classic.
It's a player to keep an eye on. Pretty solid season.
Finishing tied for 5th after shooting 16 under in the tournament, the 24-year-old Aussie was able to build off his strong opening round as well as a solid 2016-17 season.
Finally.
Wow.
It happened to me.
What a nice moment.
Teamed with his friend Jonas Blixt, Cameron Smith captured his first career PGA Tour victory on the 4th playoff hole at TPC, Louisiana.
When it first happened, I just couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it now. You know, it's something that I've worked towards ever since I was a little boy, and then for it to actually happen is mind-blowing.
Winning the 2017 Zurich Classic of New Orleans was the fulfillment of a dream that began half a world away.
Grew up in a pretty small place just north of Brisbane. Had my mum and my dad and my sister. Dad used to work really early in the morning and then come and pick us up at school, and then we used to just go up to golf, and then just got the bug. Started pursuing my dream to be on the PGA Tour.
Back home, Smith learned many of the skills he uses to this day on the practice range of his home course at TPC Sawgrass.
I grew up on a course at home where you didn't necessarily get a good lie all the time. I've always tried to be very creative. I like to just kind of sit in the corner here and just hit some fades and low ones and high ones and just kind of get a feel for where the ball's going.
Finishing 8th in both strokes gained around the green and putting average last season, Smith relies on a strong short game. But it takes work to keep it up.
I like to keep the face really open here and then just picking a spot and making sure that I just keep the club moving. This is my drill that I like to do, just setting up like a compass around the hole, 3, 6, and 9 feet. Is that to win the FedEx Cup?
And with 4 top 10 finishes in 26 events, including the win last year,
we move on to the fun part now.
Smith is ready to put the pedal to the metal this season. Off the course, he's got a love for speed and is happy to show off his pride and joy.
This is my car, Godzilla. It's always been a car that I wanted. It's my dream car. It's a 2007 GTR. It does 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. The coolest thing about this car, I think, is the motor and just the way that it's built. I've done a few little mods to it, make it just a touch quicker. It's got these little dials here, anywhere from cornering G-force to accelerating and braking G-force. Golf and driving is similar because you're concentrating in the corners and braking and stuff like that. They're both hard to master. When times are a little bit stressful out here on the PGA Tour, it's good to just get home and jump in the car and just get away from everything for a little bit. I just love just listening to the car, listening to some music. Just a bit of a meditation type thing for me.
Back at his home in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, the laid-back vibe fits the Aussie's style, allowing him to have some fun on the track.
I'm going to race around Albert Park in Melbourne. There's a few Aussie golfers that were here, so those guys brought me in, and then I just kind of fell in love with the area. It reminds me a lot of home. The beachy, chilled out, no one's really in a rush kind of vibe. It's nice.
As he gets set to tee it up this week in Korea, Smith also shifts his attention ahead to his second career start at the Players.
This is like kind of a adopted hometown, so to win at home would always be nice.
As one of 12 rookies to make it into the FedEx Cup playoffs last season, this year Smith looks to hoist the trophy at season's end.
The goals are and always will be the top 30 in the FedEx Cup. To hoist that trophy up, it's something that I'm going to continue to work towards. It'd be nice to lift that up one day.
Coming up, Cameron Smith puts aside the clubs to test out his coffee brewing skills.
I think it'd be cool if we make one together, if you're into it.
Yeah, let's
okay.
do it. The coffee shop's a lot harder work than what I thought initially. It will make my coffee taste better for sure.
But first, the Tour's global initiative continues on with a new event in South Korea and a strong field to back it up.
CJ Cup's gonna be very cool. I'm looking forward to it. That's where my heritage is from, and I'm excited to go back.
Inside the Numbers, presented by Serve Pro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened. As the Tour travels to South Korea for the first time, Inside has the picks for your PGATour.com fantasy lineup.
Have we witnessed the birth of a bright new star from Korea?
Siwoo Kim is heading home for the CJ Cup after earning the biggest win of his young career. And Hideki Matsuyama has his eyes on another win in Asia.
That's a couple of quality shots from Hideki.
After last season's top finish at the World Golf Championships HSBC Champions. Plus, consistency is key for Adam Scott as he makes his way to the club at Nine Bridges with 4 top 15 finishes in Asia since the 2015 season.
It's an honor to be here today to represent the PGA Tour on this momentous occasion.
The PGA Tour's global initiative took a huge step last October in Seoul, South Korea, when then Deputy Commissioner Jay Monahan announced the birth of this week's CJ Cup at Nine Bridges. Sharing in the announcement were representatives of title sponsor CJ Corporation and the then newly crowned Wyndham champion, Siwoo Kim.
The growth and popularity of golf throughout Korea is well known. It's prolific. From KJ Choi becoming the first Korean player to win a PGA Tour event in 2002, to most recently, Siwoo Kim's victory at the Wyndham Championship, coupled with the incredible enthusiasm that fans in Korea have for the game of golf, led us to bring the President's Cup here last year.
He's got it. Oh, is that clutch? The crowd absolutely loves it.
This week, the excitement returns to South Korea on the island of Jeju for the first PGA Tour-sanctioned FedEx Cup event, the CJ Cup at Nine Bridges. The second of 3 events on the PGA Tour's Asian swing will feature an elite field of 78 players, including the top 60 available from last season's FedEx Cup standings, led by the reigning champion.
To show it off, Justin Thomas.
I'm really excited. Anytime you get the opportunity to go to a place you've never been before, play against a tremendous field, that'll be a great experience.
Had some friends that have been there, and they said it's a beautiful place. The people are amazing. The culture's great. So I'm looking forward to doing something new.
CJ Cup's gonna be very cool. I'm looking forward to it. That's where my heritage is from. I remember playing in 2004. We had a PGA Tour event. I actually finished second. I have a lot of good memories playing there, and I'm excited to go back.
Na came ever so close to nabbing his first professional victory at the 04 Shinhan Korea Golf Championship.
And that was nicely done for the 21-year-old who was born in Seoul and has come back and put on a wonderful show for his native country.
Other notable spots in the 78-man field will consist primarily of Korean players based on championship victories, the Korean PGA official money list, the World Golf Rankings, and 8 sponsors exemptions, including one of South Korea's own.
Sang-moon Baek, and the biggest roar from this crowd all day long. Homecoming for Sang-moon Baek.
The two-time PGA Tour champion was welcomed back from military service by Commissioner Monahan at the Safeway Open.
They invited me in Jeju, in my country, so really I'm happy and I'm excited to play there.
With the American and Korean PGA Tours in partnership with the CJ Corporation and 500 FedEx Cup points at stake for the eventual winner, the inaugural CJ Cup at Nine Bridges has the potential to reach an estimated 1 billion viewers.
We couldn't ask for a more engaged and committed title sponsor, one that has shared our vision for this event since day one and who has helped grow the game of golf in Korea in so many ways and for so many years.
It is that growth of the game that is at the center of the PGA Tour's global initiative, and by taking the stage to Jeju Island, it can only be a win-win for everyone involved, especially the game itself.
All of us on the tour want the game to grow, and we want as many fans as we can get. We want as many people not only cheering for us, but wanting to be involved in the game of golf. So I think this event in South Korea is really going to be able to do that.
FedEx Cup champ Justin Thomas is joined by 77 others in this limited field with no cut, meaning every single PGA Tour player will earn valuable FedEx Cup points. Coming up, Jason Day and Adam Scott check out Jeju Island before teeing it up at the CJ Cup at Nine Bridges.
There are some fantastic and beautiful places on Jeju Island.
Welcome to Jeju.
ShotLink is the name of our scoring system. The more the technology evolves, the more our scoring evolves. We come a long way from pencil and paper at the end of each hole, just turning in a score.
Data is king. If you had asked us 15 years ago if there would be that much of an appetite, I don't think anyone would have known where we are now.
This is ShotLink, the guys that made birdie, where they've been, and the guys that have made bogey.
The ShotLink scoring system, powered by CDW, records data from over 1 million shots hit on tour each season and has become an integral part of today's golf broadcasts.
We have a ton of volunteers that are out on the golf course with lasers. Those lasers now go from shooting a ball at rest to the ShotLink truck.
It's huge, you know, and we use it so extensive in our coverage. They show me the graphics that they've built. I show those to the announcers, and then at the appropriate time, we'll get them into the telecast. So you can really figure out the story of why someone is playing well.
It's perfect. Tommy got a great graphic on Russell entering the 15th hole. He's the best on holes 15 through 17.
While ShotLink, powered by CDW, provides incredible insight for the fans at home, it has changed the way players prepare on the course as well.
Since ShotLink has been developed, there were 225 more stats categories just by having the distance variable.
ShotLink tells you your percentage of time missing it on the right fairway, left fairway. If you use it correctly, it can be a huge advantage to you.
I look at it every week. I'm a stat guy, and ShotLink does a really good job with really breaking it down. It's a great tool to improve my game.
And ShotLink's capabilities were on full display last week at the CIMB Classic. as Pat Perez put the numbers to the test, leading the field in greens in regulation in search of another victory.
Looking for his third win, second in the last year.
Sitting atop the leaderboard at 21 under through 3 rounds with a new 54-hole tournament record, Perez turned to his putter, hoping to secure his lead heading into Sunday.
What a display of putting.
His 27 birdies on the week proved to be enough, earning Perez a 4-stroke victory.
Well, he made it look easy. He's the champion at the CIMB Classic.
I'm learning how to play the game. I'm learning how to play my own game, stay within myself, that kind of stuff, and I'm a late bloomer.
With the win, Perez moves to second place in the FedEx Cup standings and sets himself up for success in the playoffs early, as 4 winners of the CIMB Classic have made it all the way to the BMW Championship since the start of the wraparound season. While the CIMB Classic wrapped up in Malaysia, Jason Day and Adam Scott saw the tropical side of Jeju Island, site of this week's CJ Cup.
Jeju is a volcanic island, so along the Yongwari coast, there's volcanic formations like Mount Sungbung. The peak behind me is Songak San. The locals say it's one of the most popular trails on Jeju Island, but it's not the only one. There are trails all over the island that have some of the most beautiful vistas I've ever seen.
While Day scaled the mountains, Scott scouted out the coast.
There's a great beach for surfing. I love to surf, and this looks like a nice hidden spot to catch some waves. It's one of the great things about Jeju. You can come here and recharge, surrounded by beauty and local culture.
With their adventures on the island building an appetite, the Aussies satisfied their hunger on Jeju's local fare.
I found this cool little Korean barbecue place high above the ocean. One of the great things about Korean cuisine is that it's fresh and cooked right in front of you. This is local Jeju black pork, special to the island. It looks like thick cuts of bacon. You're also eating fresh vegetables that are locally grown. It's a really unique and delicious dining experience. It's really good. Who doesn't like thick cuts of bacon?
What's really special about this island is their local seafood. The Jeju Haenyeo are female divers who can dive down 65 feet underwater and hold their breath for several minutes. They are recognized as an intangible cultural heritage. Look at all this delicious seafood caught by the Haenyeo, all fresh out of the sea today.
Really?
Woo! He's alive. This one over here is moving as well. It's amazing, it really is.
Time for the PGA Tour's must-see moments, sponsored by Mir Betrick, Mir Begron. And this week's moment comes from the 3rd round of the CIMB Classic, when Wee Kim shows the ace up his sleeve at the par 3 15th hole.
Could it be? He read it perfectly, breaks right into the hole.
It was the only ace of the week and won a brand new car for the 4th-year Tour player. Let's take a look around the world of golf through the Social Minute. Colin Montgomery closed out his final round of the SAS Championship with 5 birdies on the back 9, on the way to his 6th PGA Tour Champions victory.
To score 64 when it matters gives you a lot of confidence, and the playoffs are important, obviously. Want to try and get this Charles Schwab Cup for the first time.
On PGA Tour Latino America, Rodolfo Casoban shot a bogey-free 65 Sunday at the 64th Alberto do Brasil at the Olympic Golf Course at Rio de Janeiro for his 4th career victory. Sergio Garcia found himself matched with Austin Connolly in the 3rd round of the Italian Open, a reunion that was 18 years in the making. And Ricky Fowler headlined the Oklahoma State Homecoming Parade over the weekend, returning to his alma mater as Grand Marshal.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 Homecoming Grand Marshal.
I love Bold Bean. It's my favorite coffee spot in Jacksonville. I venture down there at least once or twice a day when I'm home here, so it'll be nice to go in there and have one this afternoon.
Maybe have you take some orders, try and pour some lattes, that sort of thing?
All right.
You into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
While Cameron Smith looks to continue his successful young career on the PGA Tour,
I haven't been behind a bar in like 5 years.
Cool.
he dreams of one day taking a shot at opening his own coffee shop.
It optimizes the flavor and the.
Smith got a hands-on lesson during a trip to Bold Bean, a local coffee shop near his Jacksonville Beach home.
Carried himself well, with some confidence behind the bar, wasn't afraid to call out names to get people their beverages.
Look at that. Matt, your dirty chai's ready.
For Smith, the best part of the job was sipping the drinks.
Good? Yeah, that's what I like. Cool.
And working the register. And that certainly came easy.
Come to the counter, please.
When a special customer showed up, his girlfriend Jordan.
Would you like a coffee, miss? Vanilla latte?
And you're gonna pull it right on top of the vanilla. Cool. Now move over and steamer milk. You got it. And clean this guy, you can set that down.
The coffee shop's a lot harder work than what I thought initially.
Pour a heart.
Give me a heart, babe. And pull up and through. There you go.
Yeah. Just with the latte art that he had me doing and just all around service, yeah, a lot of hard work. Pretty good.
Okay, pretty good.
And now you gotta get that out of there. We struggled a little bit with getting some of the glass out of the shaker, but it's those small things, you know, work hard like I'm sure he's used to doing, and could definitely run a cafe if he wanted to.
While Smith tried learning to create caffeinated works of art.
That's terrible. I feel nervous.
You got it, man. I imagine being out on the links is a lot more nerve-wracking than
No, not
this.
for me. Okay.
He took away several lessons from his short stint as a barista.
Hi, how are you? The interaction with people was the most important part. I think that's something that I could definitely learn in life and for sure opening a cafe.
There you go, there you go. Yay!